guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are discussing how these 7 books changed my life and will change yours. Guys, we are going to dive right in because I have so much valuable information to share with you guys about each and every one of these books that have honestly changed my entire mindset and put me into a more peaceful, positive mind, which I have been craving for my entire life. And I'm so glad that I'm here because of these books and for so much more, but especially these books that have started my journey to positivity. And I'm so excited to share it with you all. So we're gonna start right ahead. So I have an entire book full of notes for all of these books because honestly, there's so much valuable information that these books provide that I literally love rereading these things just to keep my mind at a positive place. The very first book that I will be sharing with you guys is The Alchemist. This book is about discovering your personal legend. So I have so many little anecdotes and notes in every single one of these books. So I'm going to be sharing some of my favorite parts and the greatest lessons that I've learned from each of these books. Alchemist, it teaches us that life is the moment that we're living right this moment. It teaches us how to be truly present in the moment that you are living in right now. It tells us that if we can concentrate always on the present, then we will truly be a happy man. Each day in itself brings with it an eternity. So to discuss what the personal legend is, I actually wrote this down, so I'm going to read it right to you guys. But the personal legend, so it's a force that appears to be negative, but actually shows you how to realize your personal legend. It appears in your spirit and your will because there is one great truth on this planet. Whoever you are and wherever you are, whatever it is that you want to do, when you really want something, it's because that desire originated in the soul of the universe. So it's your mission on earth. So basically discovering your personal legend is discovering your purpose and true reason you're actually here. I'm gonna get more into that in another book that I will be discussing with you guys. This is the very first book that I read on this journey. I actually got this book from my best friend who gave it to me for my 22nd birthday, and she wrote a beautiful note in here which I'll share with you guys, where she writes, "My only wish for you, my dearest friend, is to have the strength and will to follow good omens till you reach complete and utter happiness." So she gave me this when I was turning 22, but I didn't get a chance to even read it till 5 years later. And I never questioned the timing of life. I felt like I really waited till I truly needed this book the most. And so that is the very first book. Now on to book number 2. The second book I'm sharing with you guys is The Secret. Now, this book explains the law of attraction. So the law of attraction is think and feel determines what you'll attract into your life. The law of attraction basically talks about a magnetic energy that we actually have within ourselves. So wherever your mind goes, energy flows. So if you're thinking about positive and good things constantly, you're going to attract that same thing. Whereas the opposite, if you're constantly thinking about negative things or things that will go wrong, you're going to attract those things into your life as well. Lessons that I learned from this book, the very first one is the law of attraction is one of the most prevalent principles in the world. The second thing I learned is that in order for you to use the law of attraction in a positive way into your life, you need to constantly think about what you want instead of what you want to avoid, because again, where your mind goes, energy flows. So you don't want to constantly think about I don't want this, because the universe is going to get signals towards that and give you that. And so instead you want to think about the positive things and the things you truly do want so you can attract that into your life. The third lesson I learned is the actual 3 steps to the law of attraction, and that is to ask, believe, and receive. So you can ask the universe what you want, and then you actually have to put your belief and faith into it that you have already received it, it is already yours, and that is when that thing that you have asked the universe for will be in your physical reality. The book honestly changed my entire mindset to think positively, and this is something that is actually also incorporated in my religion, and so it made me even more faithful towards what I believe in because this book just put it all into perspective. Now we are going to move on to book number 3. The third book I read, which put me in such a positive mindset, is You Are a Badass: How to Stop Doubting Your Greatness and Start Living an Awesome Life. It reiterates a lot of the law of attraction. It discusses how to consciously master the energetic realm and believe in what you have not yet seen. So again, putting in the belief that you already have what you desire, and so that can actually come into your physical reality. There's a lot of different quotes in here that I really did like, and one of them that actually reminded me of my dad was this one that said, "Success consists of going from failure to failure without loss of enthusiasm." Was truly like that. He, no matter what obstacles and challenges he faced in his life, he continued to have faith in the universe and faith in our religion that everything that is happening is meant to happen for a reason, and you just continue to have faith that whatever you truly desire will happen in your life. This book truly helps you become self-aware, helps you realize what you truly do want in your life, and it also helps you get rid of all those negative thoughts and those feelings that you get that it might not happen. Get rid of all of those and put yourself into a more positive mindset and actually believe that whatever you desire, you will truly get. This book also discusses how to get rid of other people's opinions and don't let it fluster into what you truly want, which I feel like happens to us a lot, especially if you're coming from an immigrant household like I am, or one of those cultures where you're constantly being, there's so many people's opinions, whether it's your relatives, your cousins, your friends, and all of those coming into whatever you want. And this book truly tells you to put all those opinions aside and focus on what you truly want, because it is your life and nobody else is living your life but you. Things from this book: first, to decide that you will stop caring about what other people think right this second. Second is to truly figure out what you want with your life and to stop constantly thinking about it or thinking about how you'll actually get it, because just believe it's going to happen and leave it at that. Third thing is that if your habits, your surroundings, and your friends don't support your goals and your desires, then it's time to change any of those three just so you can align with your truest and highest self. On to book number 4. Now, this book was recommended by a dear friend, and I'm so glad she recommended this book because it honestly changed so much for me. So this is Everything is Figureoutable by Marie Forleo, and I've repeated this in my head so many times ever since I've read this book, constantly telling myself that every single thing in life is figureoutable. This book will help you destroy the limiting beliefs that you have that are holding you back so that you can finally pursue your dreams. Inspiring lessons I learned from this book. First one being is that everything is figureoutable is a very powerful mantra. Help you beat your own mind games and make your dreams come true. Second lesson is that every time you say that I can't, you're really only saying that you either don't want to or you won't. And so change that into I can. And the third lesson is that clarity, motivation, and desire only come after you start, not before. So whatever it is that you want to pursue, or whatever your passion is or your purpose is, or anything that's on your mind that you truly want to do, just go ahead and do it, because nothing will actually come into fruition until you start. Some of my favorite quotes from this book, one which I've seen in so many other places that I truly love, is life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how we react to it. And that's been so valuable in my life, especially after I lost my father. If you haven't seen that video, it will be linked in the description box and up top. But that was actually something that was big for me. And I actually read this book just a couple of months before that incident happened. But when my life was drastically changing, that's what I had to continue to tell myself, that life was 10% what was happening to me and 90% how I was going to react to it. Another quote from the book that I really loved is that if something is truly important enough to me, then I will make the time for it, and if it's not, then I won't, and that's the reality of it. Book number 5 is Discover Your Dharma. Now, this one came out just this year, and I'm so glad I got my hands on it. You can see the amount of notes I took in this book. But this is the true essence of helping to find your purpose in life. So Dharma is basically your purpose. It helps you find your true self. It allows you to identify, question, and know and trust your true self. In the book, she goes into the several different archetypes. She has different quizzes in here to help you try to find your archetype, and it explains your dosha and your dharma, identifies your strengths, your weaknesses, what truly makes you happy, to help and find what your actual purpose in life is. Quote right here. So a big question for me, which is actually so relatable, is how can I create a life that I don't need to escape from, that doesn't bring up my blood pressure or put me on a brink of a panic attack? There's several things that happened to me in my previous jobs in the medical field, and so this was huge to me when I read this, because it's true. I want to live a life where I'm not having to constantly end up in the ER because my blood pressure is super high, and so that was one huge thing here. Thing that truly stood out in this book to me was the part where she says, to succeed in school, you have to cut yourself off from a big part of your intuition and creativity, which is where all the magic happens. And that's something that's always been on my mind, especially lately, how I realize how we get boxed in our educational system while we're in school. And I know there's so much the education system has to offer, but it also does box in your creativity levels, because you're just so focused on getting those A's, whatever is presenting to you in those lectures, and that's all you're actually thinking. And that was so true for me, because for 27 years now, I couldn't even see myself outside of what I was studying, which was psychology and biology, and I couldn't even imagine myself outside of the medical field. And I'm so glad I was able to step out of that and try to discover my true purpose and my passions in life. Highly recommend this book, and now we are moving on to book number 6. Also a super easy read. It is the 4 Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. And the 4 agreements are to be impeccable with your word, don't take anything personally, don't make assumptions, and always do your best. Truly love these 4 agreements, and the second one about not taking things personally is something that truly is so important, because when you're trying to keep that positive mindset and positive vibes, it gets super difficult sometimes when you're surrounded by people that may be, negative, or their energy levels don't match with yours, which is totally fine. But it's important to always realize that whatever someone else is doing, their reactions, their words, whatever it is a reflection of them and not a reflection of you, right? And so to always tell yourself to not take things personally, it will make things so much easier for you. It will not make you be upset when someone's energy is off, or if their words. So sorry for the background noise with the howling, but if you don't take things personally, it makes it so much easier for you to not get offended when people are not matching with your vibes or your energy, or if they say something that may be offensive. But just to always be present in those moments and tell yourself that whatever these people are saying, or their opinions, or whatever it is not a reflection of you, it's a reflection of them. Ruiz actually came out with another book right after this called The Fifth Amendment, which I did get, so you want to stay tuned, because I will do another video with the other books that I am currently reading. But before then, we have one more book in this episode. The last book on this journey that I read is called Ikigai, which is the Japanese secret to a long and happy life. Ikigai is a Japanese term which it means a reason for living. So the Ikigai refers to having a direction or purpose in life, which makes one's life worthwhile. Several things in this book. So in the book, the authors actually go to Japan and go to the city where there are people living over the age of 100, and these people don't even retire from their occupations because it is actually their purpose and passion in life. They truly enjoy doing what they're doing, and they're so in the flow when they're doing it. I don't know if you guys have seen the recent movie Soul, but in that movie they also show the main character and him being in the flow when he is playing the music, because that is his passion and true purpose. And so in this book, all those people living long and happy, fulfilling lives don't actually retire because they are doing what they truly love. Things that people were doing to live a long and happy was, not eating till they're so full they get the itis that we get. Instead, they are eating until they're 80% full. And the other thing was staying active. Like, these people are always moving their body, exercising, having healthy diets which incorporate a lot of fruits and vegetables, and also, again, doing what truly makes them happy. There were some parts in the book where they discuss, like, these people were even doing, like, going to dances, and again, they're like 104 years old, but, being with a community was also a huge thing to them. Like, we all, as much as being alone and being happy with your true self is truly important, it is also important to be surrounded by your loved ones or people that truly support you and are well-minded and are okay with whatever you desire in life. And so a lot of these communities live with a group of people that all, aligned in some way or another. To a long life, and the first thing is to not worry. The second is to cultivate good habits. The third is to nurture your friendships every day. The fourth is to live an unhurried life so that you're not always in a rush like we are in New York City. And the fifth is to be optimistic, which was something I truly learned recently, because if you met me maybe a year and a half ago, you would say I'm very pessimistic. But now I've learned how to truly be optimistic and have faith in the universe and believe that whatever I truly desire is already mine, and I just have to work my best, keep a positive mindset to actually get there. Alright, you guys, so those were the 7 books that truly put me into a more positive, peaceful mindset that has helped me tremendously and has helped me grow and evolve in a way I can't even explain. But I am going to get more into depth about these books and how I've changed my lifestyle and my perspective and have found my true purpose and passion in life in later videos to come. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, make sure you smash that red subscribe button and also hit that notification bell so you are notified every time I upload a brand new video, which is every single week. I do have more books that I'm currently reading that are also so amazing and truly help you change your mindset to a more positive, peaceful mind. And that video will also be coming soon, so you don't want to miss out on that. I have linked a lot of other videos in my description box, and some of them will be linked up top as well for you guys to check out. I will include this into a Lavish Mind series that I'm starting on the channel, which will help you guys actually learn more about the law of attraction. Also walk you through my morning and nightly routines that have changed and have honestly helped me overcome a lot of the things that I am currently going through. If it wasn't for these books that have actually paved the way for me to get through my obstacles, over grief and loss of my father who recently just passed away from COVID. That video is also going to be linked in the description box for you guys. It is emotional, so have tissues ready. But I wouldn't be sitting here today and actually having these conversations with you guys if it wasn't for these books and if it wasn't for the spiritual awakening that I've had that helped me get through all of this. So stay tuned for those videos. Definitely give this video a thumbs up if you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys next week. Till then, stay safe and stay blessed, guys.
Weezy out of here. Weezy out of here.